Yo, let's get the peripherals all together. Okay. YouTube, what it is, it's your boy Gooden, and I'm back with another good morning drive where I'm driving my late ass to work after I drop off my son to school. And we in here, where I wish you guys a good morning. This is episode 60 freaking one. 61 episodes that I've created with Good Morning Drive. And for me, that's an accomplishment. I haven't been consistent with literally anything on my YouTube channel. And Christian, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. I hope you had a great Easter with you and your family. I hope you had a good one. And that's the premise of the Good Morning Drive. I can get my thoughts out because unfortunately I don't have that positivity in your life that you see. Hey, I'm gonna try to have a good morning, even though it's cloudy, even though my weekend was trash. If it was, I'm still gonna try to have a good morning because every day is a blessing, y'all. Y'all gotta understand that. When we pass, nobody knows 100% sure what happens. So you gotta cherish the moments that you do have, breathing, having a conscience, a soul, whatever, you know, and whatever you guys believe in. I'm not here to tell you one thing or another, but what I do know is you want to try to be positive. If you be positive, positive things are going to happen. May not be as positive of, oh, I'm going to win the lottery. Some people do win lotteries, you know what I mean? But it's not that type of positive actions or reactions that I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the little things lead to bigger things or could push you to believe in yourself, help you to believe in others. It's important to believe in others too. In this crazy world right now, it's kind of hard to believe in others. But if you have a support system, you have good friends that you can count on. That's definitely a plus. Definitely a plus. But yeah, so good morning to everyone out there. I hope everybody has a great day. The the fans of the show, the haters of the show, the people who come in, don't leave a like. All y'all. That leads me to say this thing too. Hey y'all, I'm saying good morning, and make sure you come in here, come out, whatever. Just please hit that like, hit the subscribe. You know what? I gotta add in, share the video, and if you do subscribe today, make sure you hit that notification bell on all because your boy got a lot of content, all types of content coming your way. My channel is primarily a simulation football critic type of channel. Very rare, very niche crowd. I'm trying to venture out. This week, I think I'm gonna have at least 3 or 4 video game news, video games, videos because, dog, I'm a gamer. I love my sports games. Don't get me wrong, but your boy's a gamer. You know what I mean? So, and I like presenting new games to people. And this week is going to be some videos on some new games, some existing games that I think y'all should keep your eyes on because I think these games are going to be pretty good. But y'all will let me know. Anyway, so what we got for the show today, and again, good morning. I just see 8 people come in here. Please hit that like. I definitely need the likes that I can get. All the likes I can get definitely helps my channel grow. Definitely helps my subscribers find my videos. YouTube is all about this weird algorithm. I wish it was another platform that didn't have an algorithm at all. You know what I mean? YouTube is crazy. So if you come in here or if you watch my videos and only watch 2 seconds of my videos and you're a subscriber and you hit like and then you bounce, that's gonna mess up my algorithm. That means they may not send it out to other people. People aren't going to see the notification. They're not going to get a notification that my video is out. And that's how crazy YouTube is. But anyway, I am forever thankful for the guys that come in and watch my videos and just ready to interact. And even if they got me on in the background, I appreciate that too. You know what I mean? But please hit the like. I definitely need it. But yeah, good morning to everyone out there. Today, what we're going to talk about, ESG football. We just had another closed beta. It was on that PlayStation 5. And yeah, if you don't know, your boy made the investment to get a PlayStation 5 just just for ESG football. Man, the game is going to be fire. Of course, I got it for other reasons, but that's the main reason. If I know ESG wasn't going to come to PlayStation first, which I announced on my channel, that ESG football is making its release debut on PlayStation 5. Listen, if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't have got a PlayStation 5. Maybe I would have got it later, but I had to get one because I had to play these betas. I had to. It's addicting. This game is addicting, and I had to, once the game dropped, it's going to be all over my channel. So yeah, Carl, what's going on? Good morning to you, man. Hope you're doing well. I hope you had a great week. If you didn't have a great week, all good for you, bro. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. But yeah, we're going to talk about that ESG closed beta. I got some quick thoughts. Then I'm dropping a video. Definitely check that out. I'm dropping a video Tuesday night. So definitely check that out. We're going to talk about a little bit of NBA playoffs. My Knicks. My Knicks played. Why am I blanking on the team that they played? The Detroit Pistons. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. Not too much, but I got to talk about my dang Knicks. But anyway, and we're gonna talk about Cyberpunk, a highly advanced game on that Nintendo Switch 2. Yep, that's our 3 topics. So let's start with this ESG football closed beta on that PlayStation 5. First, I'm gonna compare it to the PC game that I played and that PlayStation 5 version of the game. All right, Christian, hold on. Let me read your comment. I can't wait to play this game. ESG will blow up like Fortnite. I think it actually will. I think ESG football is... Okay, here's the thing about ESG football and why I believe in it so much. I believe in it so much because it's a breath of fresh air. It's actual simulation football, and it's a breath of fresh air. It's made different. The vision behind ESG football is it's different. That's the biggest thing. The second biggest thing is the fact that it's all users on the field. Yes, you do have 4 versus 4, and you have 7 versus 7. The 4 versus 4 is still 7 versus 7, just 4 users, right? And you got AI. The users, the experience with other users that are playing the game, trying to win, trying to have fun, it definitely creates an experience like none other. You feel me? ESG football creates an experience like none other. And ESG football is in its own lane. And EA is going to try to copy it, is going to try to replicate it, but they're not going to be able to, because you literally have to create 2 separate games. And I just don't see EA doing it. I really can't. But ESG football, you got all your users, right, playing all as one, and it's a breath of fresh air. Maximum football, even though, I do believe in the potential of that game, the engine is that potential, but Maximum football is very similar to Madden in a sense, where it's a 11 on 11, simulation football game, 1 user versus 1 user, right? And you have the AI to deal with, you have what your opponent is going to do, you have cheese to deal with. It's a lot of things that is very similar to Madden with Maximum football, right? Sorry for the shaky camera. But yeah, in a sense, it's a lot like Madden. Another good thing about Maximum football, right, is the speed of the game. The speed of the game is really fast. And that's how it is a fast-paced game. But because it's all users, the pace of the game is is like perfect as well. So ESG football, I had a hell of a blast playing the game. The PC version of ESG football that I played is behind the PlayStation 5 version, right? The PlayStation 5 version is it's better than the PC version. I was already like, yo, the PC version is fire. You know, it's fun, it's good. And the PlayStation 5 version is better than that. And I'm telling you, the core of the gameplay, the fact that you're playing with other users, that's it right there, man. That game is good. I had such a great time playing ESG football. And again, I got a video further explaining my thoughts on ESG football, further explaining it, dropping that Tuesday night. Definitely give that a listen. Give that a comment. Ask me any questions. You can ask me any questions right now about ESG football, and I'll try my best to explain or answer them without giving away, like, I guess, specifics. But all in all, again, I had a great time playing ESG football. Yeah, on the PlayStation 5. It felt great in my hands. I'm not a big fan of the DualShock 2 controller. I've never been a fan of PlayStation's controller because where they place the analog sticks, right? It feels foreign to me. But playing ESG, shit felt great, man. It felt great. So definitely learn on some football, learn on some zone concepts, learn on man concepts. Understand leverage, right? Leverage is very important when it comes to football in real life, and just like real life, a simulation game should follow suit. So definitely understand all that. ESG football, I'm telling you, game is going to be fire. What? I can't wait to play the final version. I can't wait to play it. But yeah, so that's ESG football. That's my quick thoughts. Again, I got a video dropping on Tuesday. Definitely check that out. Such a good game. I wish that beta was still open. I'll go play it right now. Call my boss saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, job, but I'm not feeling so well. I got a case of the ESGs, and the doctor told me to stay home and get all the ESGs in I could get." It was terrible, but yeah. That game is great. That game is great. But anyway, talk about my Knicks right quick. All right. NBA playoffs are upon us. We got all game ones were over the weekend and started on Saturday. A lot of good games. A lot of blowouts, actually. I lie. There was some good games. One of the good games, in my opinion, was the Knicks versus the Pistons. Here's what I'm about to say about my Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Giants fan, right? But here's what I'm about to say. The Knicks, they made all these moves to make it to the NBA Finals. And, of course, to win an NBA championship. And this is why I'm looking at the Knicks the way I'm looking at them, is because this season didn't look so good. We couldn't beat any of the big teams, right? When I say big teams, I mean teams with a pretty good winning record. We lost to every single game that we played against the Celtics, OKC, whoever else who had a good record. We lost. So going into the playoffs, playing the Pistons, a young, scrappy team they got a lot of talent, right? The Pistons got a lot of talent. They got Schroeder, they got Kane, they got their first round draft pick, the fifth first round pick. I forgot his name, and they got a lot of they got Harris. Dog, they got a lot of good pieces on the Pistons. They do. They just have to mature and get more experience. So playing against the Knicks, a team that got young players with experience, and MVP finalist or what do you call that? Notoriety in Jalen Brunson and Towns, you would think that would be enough just to blow the Pistons out. No, it definitely wasn't. You know what I mean? The Pistons looked like they were going to win that game. Now, I'm like, okay, what's going on? We should have gotten better with the trade because supposedly Randall was a little bit of a problem. I don't know. Julius Randle, and they traded away DiVincenzo to get. He's a shooting guard, if you don't know, for the Knicks. Comes off the bench, and they traded those two players for Towns, for Cat. And I'm not saying that Cat is a bad player. He is a good player, but he does have things that he lacks. He's not an elite rim protector. Whereas Robinson in the starting lineup and Randall in the starting lineup, you have better rim protection. Randall is a strong dude. He's not a two-way player, right, by any means, but his defense is better than Cat's, in my opinion. And he's faster than Cat because he's not 7 feet tall. Julius Randle is a power forward, point forward, kind of. And he on offense, he's way more dynamic. And I'm sorry, but with him in the lineup, Robinson center, and Jalen Brunson Burner, whoever we had at shooting guard starting last year, which was DiVincenzo or Hart, and Anobi, which he has progressed nicely. We looked unstoppable. We were running gun, even though we had a slower pace. We were still running gun. We had good defense. We had good fast break points. We had electric. And then we had these players coming off the bench. And then we had players progressing like Deuce. So, I'm like, what's going on? Why this year our defense is terrible? We can't stop anyone. We did win game one. We won game one because we had a surge of offense, and the Pistons were turning the ball over left and right, like as if it was planned. Out of nowhere in the fourth quarter, they just kept turning the ball over, back to back, turning the ball over, and the Knicks capitalized. We were shooting threes. We were scoring easy buckets off those turnovers, and the Pistons basically fell apart. I do give the Knicks some props because I think we did contain Kane Cunningham pretty good. And he's a MVP candidate himself. He's a beast. So I think we were doing well. He's going to be really good 2-3 years from now. He's already really good. He's going to be like top 5 player in the league is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, the Knicks is going to have a hard time. And I'm a very straightforward guy. Yes, I like to be positive. That's my message in my Good Morning Drive videos. But at the same time, I'm also like, yo, I'm a realist. I'm gonna tell you what it actually is. If we got to get better, we got to get better. We got to get better. There ain't no way that the Pistons should be given a championship, a team in pursuits of a championship with all the moves that they made. The Pistons should give us this much of a hard time. And I honestly thought we were going to get swept by the Pistons. I really did. What do you think about the Knicks? Cabe DeCosta, what's going on, man? Sorry it took me so long to get to your comment. But I see it. Ooh, I see it. What do you think about the Knicks most likely facing the Celtics in second round? We're going to get swept. We're going to get swept. I thought we were going to get swept by the Pistons. Just keeping it real with you. I thought we were going to get swept by the Pistons because the last 2 games that we played the Pistons, they really gave it to us. So I was like, God dang, we got to play the Pistons first. The Pistons is dangerous. I don't think a lot of teams want to even see the Pistons in that first round. It's going to be a tough series. It's going to go to Game 7, I think, with the Pistons. We'll see if we make adjustments, but I just don't see the moves that we made our team that much better. You know, Bridges, I think he's a pretty good damn player, but I don't know. Where's the defense? I thought he was good. He was going to be a lockdown. Him and Anunoby, OG Anunoby. I thought they both were going to be lockdowns. OG's holding up his end of the bargain, plus develop very nicely offensively. But I do give Bridges this, that he's finally, the last, like, say, month of the season, and when Brunson got hurt, he was really finding his rhythm, right? He was actually finding his shot, his go-to shots. So I give Bridges that. But this team, if we make it past the Pistons, and if we win 2 games against the Celtics, I would be surprised. The Celtics, they play effortless basketball. It seems like they're not even trying that hard and still blowing out teams. That's how good the Celtics are. The Celtics are disgustingly good. Um, I I think Boston can go back to back because their biggest competition right now, to me, is OKC, and maybe OKC beefed up on their defense, and they are a good team too. OKC is a really good defensive squad, and they have just enough offense to really make a lot of teams pay when they turn the ball over, when they don't have a good possession, when they leave somebody wide open or kind of open. OKC is that team. So is the Celtics. Celtics got crazy good defense. They got 2 or 3 good ass players. They can hit the 3. They play great defense. That's why I say the Knicks playing the Celtics, it'll be crazy if they win 2 games. If they win more than 2 games against the Celtics, I would be extremely surprised. I'll be extremely surprised. Maybe we catch them off guard and we win game 1. I don't know. But that's going to be in Boston, I believe. And I don't think that the Knicks, we don't have enough perimeter defense, and we don't have enough rim protecting to stop the Pistons. And who gonna stop Jason Tatum? And then the Celtics bitch, the guys that they coming off the bench. These guys, the Celtics is a that's a badass team, boy. They're good. They're good. But yeah, just back to my Knicks. I'm not disappointed. I'm just saying we got to make more moves. But we can't trade players off. That's the problem. We can't trade players off. We have to keep adding. We got to have a true shooting guard, a D&3 shooting guard. And that would definitely help out the Knicks. Bridges got to pick up his defense. Even though he's picked it up in the playoffs, I agree with that. You know, I understand that. I saw that. Bridges picked up his defense a bit, but he needs to get stronger. I want him to be a lockdown defender on the perimeter. Then we have a shot. And of course, he got to work on his offense. But Caleb DeCosta, thank you for your comments, man. Appreciate you. We're gonna move on. Move on to this Nintendo Switch 2. We back on gaming, baby. But yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 is a powerful system. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's a powerful system. I think Nintendo saw the competition with the ROG Ally, the Steam Deck, the Asus, but they know what Microsoft is doing with their handheld system and the PlayStation Remote Play Portable, whatever they're doing. Nintendo's going to have some real competition. And trust me when I say this, guys, competition in gaming or anything else creates a better product. Don't ever be happy about a monopoly. Don't ever be happy about anything that you like a lot dominating a market. Okay, don't ever be, because it's always going to come back to bite us in the ass, especially as Americans. Especially as Americans. It happens everywhere, but especially as Americans, it's definitely going to happen. And anyway, to me, that's why I think the Nintendo Switch 2 is so powerful, because they know they have real competition, and it's more powerful than I think a lot of people was given credit or thought that it was going to be. The system being $450, great price point. Not upset about that at all. I am upset about Mario Kart being $80. I made a shirt on that. I made a couple of videos on that. No need to talk about the $80 price tag on Mario Kart. But it does set up a bad precedent. But the Nintendo Switch, just the power alone is good. But I saw that a lot of the games, we're going to talk about Cyberpunk right now. A lot of the games, I'm like, yo, these games look better than the PlayStation 4 games. I'm thinking the Nintendo Switch 2, I was originally thinking Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be almost as powerful as a PlayStation 4. But I think the raw power is around the PlayStation 4. Plus, you throw in modern software and technology baked into the system itself, like DLSS technology. That's pushing it over the top for me. And for a lot of games, Cyberpunk included. Cyberpunk is a very taxing and demanding game. It's an open world game. They got all types of graphical shaders and effects in the game going on at once. Eduardo Santiago Santos, good morning to you, man. Salute. Bonus Diaz. Excuse me. My nose is itching. Yo, it's not even that hot out, and the allergies is kicking my ass for real. I woke up with my eyes itchy as hell and nose itchy and the roof of my mouth all itchy and everything. Is allergies gonna be crazy this season. Why? Because we ain't got no damn bees. Bring the bees back. All this pesticides that they're spraying out here and on the fruits and on the trees and wherever else, killing the bees. Anyway, you get a little education when you come look at my videos, y'all. Anyway, this DLSS technology is the future of gaming. It's less processing that you got to do on a graphical standpoint, more taxing on the CPU. But that type of leverage is easier and is less expensive for manufacturers because it's all software. It's not hardware related. So that's why you got to be careful in a couple years on these graphics cards. These graphics cards on your PC and even systems are going to be able to do a whole lot because of deep learning, super sampling, or AI technology, where they're not necessarily using a graphics card for the bulk. They're using the processors. And those processors are processing graphics with AI. And that's how Cyberpunk could look so good, even though right now it's running at 40 frames, but that's going to change quickly. That's how Cyberpunk could work on the Nintendo Switch. And it's rumored that it was only in development for 7 weeks, not 7 months, of course, not 7 years, 7 weeks. That's crazy if that rumor is true. And it seemed like that rumor is true. Nintendo, they made it a point to make sure that the Nintendo Switch 1 was very easy to be ported and to be programmed, right? Of course, programming is extremely hard. There's nothing easy about programming a video game. But programming for the Nintendo Switch 2 porting games over, I heard is easy. And the Switch 2 got to be even better than that, right? And then they have, look, with the AI super sampling, DLSS, what you could do is, instead of trying to process a 1080p resolution game, you could downgrade the resolution of that game to 540 or 720 and bump up the resolution to 1080. That's crazy work. Or you can have a 1080 game and boost it up to 4K without putting all that processing through the GPU. You process it through the cores and all that. Craziness. So that's Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is using DLSS, confirmed by Digital Foundry and a source from CD Projekt Red. They confirmed CD Projekt Red is using DLSS technology for Cyberpunk. They said a version of DLSS. That's crazy. That's crazy that they're doing that. All these games, I believe, is using a version or using a level of AI to upgrade the resolution to make the games look better, prettier, more things going on the screen. Once like Mario Kart, just more happening on the screen, less processes on the GPU. That frees up a lot of RAM. That frees up a lot, you know. So that's the future. Is that Cyberpunk DLSS technology, the AI super sampling, deep learning super sampling that NVIDIA created is their version. And Nintendo, they always customize things to make it better for themselves. But yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up the show. Thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for hitting that like, share the video. I'm telling you right now, back to that ESG football. That ESG football is fire. Had a hell of a time. The PlayStation version is better than the PC version. Closed betas that I played, the builds that I played, and yeah, this ESG football. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to play that game again. Of course, going to be more content on my channel. My channel is going to turn into an ESG football channel. I'm telling you, keep it locked. I'm still going to do everything else. I'm still going to talk about games. Still going to talk about some sports. Do some highlights on the side. You know what I mean? So, y'all have a great day. That's my good morning drive. Thank you for coming through. And I appreciate Shashwa. AMD better. FSR better. I'm pretty sure it is. But there's something that when a gaming company like Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, maybe not so much Xbox, but definitely Nintendo and Sony, something when they customize software or hardware to their liking, you can't sleep. You can't sleep on their technology. And Nintendo, they got that DLSS baked into their console. Can't sleep on that. But anyway, we out of here. You guys have a good one. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate your comments. You know, everybody have a good day. Peace out. We out of here.